Palm oil is one of the most versatile vegetable oils in the world. Up to 50% of consumer goods and cosmetic products you see in a supermarket contain palm oil in one form or the other. Palm oil accounted for about 33% of global oils produced from oil crops in 2014. Palm oil is so efficient that using an alternative oil would require up to 10 times the land to grow.
The oil palm product, particularly the palm oil, is an essential component of human diet, and it's also found its use as raw material for industry. We have various uses for it in the industry: food, pharmaceutical, and other chemical industries also have derivatives of the oil palm.
Palm oil production in Nigeria dates back to the 19th century when it was introduced by the British colonialists, and was the largest producer of palm oil worldwide until 1966 when it was surpassed by Malaysia and Indonesia. Today, Nigeria ranks 5th globally, with domestic production at around 1.4 million metric tons, while consuming approximately 2.5 million metric tons yearly, leaving a deficit of 1.2 million metric tons, making Nigeria a net importer, accounting for less than 2% of total global market production. Based on a USDA estimate, local production accounts for around 78% of consumption, leading to importation. With 2024 being the target for Nigeria to attain self-sufficiency in palm oil, we look at how far Nigeria has fallen in oil palm production and what can be done to salvage the situation. Ondo State is the 3rd largest palm oil producing state in Nigeria after Edo and Delta states. And we visited Ekundebe Farms, a major palm oil producing farm located in the Ilado area of the state, to see how they process palm oil. The process begins with the cultivation of all palm trees, which are native to West Africa. The seeds take about 5 years to mature and can keep producing for 30 to 40 years. Once the trees are mature, the fruits, which are called oil palm bunches, are harvested and the fresh fruit bunches are transported to mills for processing.
Sometimes the thing will be difficult to climb. If you no take time, sometimes your leg will try to come out.
The slicing is the first stage. After the slicing, we move to the free tanning. After the free tanning, we move to loading of the palm kernel to drums. After moving it to drums, then we cook. After cooking, then we grind. After the grinding, we press. After the pressing, we move the oil extracted to the drum. We now cook. We now derive what we want to derive. That is the original palm oil.
Despite being cultivated and processed in Nigeria, over $500 million is being spent annually on the importation of palm oil. So paltry has the production level fallen that the difference between the high demand and low supply is responsible for the price hike. Due to the high demand, the price of local palm oil has increased by over 30% since 2022. To forcefully bridge the deficit gap, The Guardian research showed that some palm oil dealers have resorted to adulteration. It was learned that the corporates have taken to diluting original palm oil with substances to maximize profits at the expense of the health of unsuspecting buyers. According to the former NPPAN president, at least 60% of the palm oil in markets across the country is adulterated. Experts have also identified underfunding and lack of subsidies for farmers as major factors.
We didn't used to borrow loans. It is what we produce here we used to manage our farm. Because the interest rate is very, very, very high.
Because once on a Greek, pay is 1 digit, that is below 10, pay 9% in it. But our factors in me to our once of coach insurance. Wọ́n tún sọ pé loan bond gbogbo ẹ̀ túgbà tó wá máa ṣírò owó lé ẹ rí pé ó ti kọjá 35% per annum. Even upfront ní wọ́n kàn gba interest yẹn gan. Ìkejì ọ̀nà road tẹ́ bá wo láti Àkúrẹ́ débí báyìí is just 7 kilometers away. but kò sọ̀nà ọ̀nà ò dáa.
There should be nearness to market, a good road, electricity, and capital. There is no capital. Those are the 4 factors of production that we are lacking. We are just seeing inside the paper, government approved 30 billion for farmers. Government approved tractor for farmers. Where are the tractors? Where are the monies?
Information is a big problem. People are not even aware. Opportunity they have. Government has policy that will encourage the farmer to go to any aspect of production. Those policy will tell you what is your responsibility, what is the responsibility of the government, and what advantages you have. If you are not aware of such policy, you cannot take the advantage.
Between January and October 2020, the Central Bank of Nigeria disbursed 3.6 billion naira in loans under the Agricultural Credit Guarantee Scheme Fund. Cash crops received 345.46 million naira, representing 9.6% of the total disbursements. Within the cash crops segment, oil palm received 98.69 million naira, representing 28.6% of the total loans disbursed to cash crops and 2.74% of the total loans disbursed under the scheme.
If the government wants to help the farmers, let the government come down to the grassroots. People that are collecting all these benefits are the people that doesn't have any farm. This is farm. The government will come down, they will practicalize everything. They will know what we are facing, they will know what we need.
Most of the challenges may not be global, it may be local. So government should also be aware. So government need feedback from the farmer. What are challenges? And then formulate policies to address those challenges so that can encourage people to go into agriculture, particularly cash crop production, such as oil palm.
Kí ìjọba wa ṣe àwọn kinní kọ̀ọ̀kan, kó jẹ́ kí àwọn irinṣẹ́ tools and implements kan subsidize. Kò yẹ kí àdá tẹ́rẹ́ tán fi ń ṣánko báyìí wọ́n ń ta lọ́wọ́ ní 3,000, kò yẹ kó ju 200 naira fún àgbẹ̀. Jọ̀mọ́ tó rí tán fi ń kọ ẹni yẹn báyìí ó ti da 5,650. Irú yẹn báyìí kò yẹ kó ju 400 naira. So gbogbo nǹkan àgbẹ̀ kan make it tax free.
Cultivation of some of these crops make them less laborious. The drudgery which drives youth from embracing agriculture should be resolved. For example, simple mechanized process that can release, instead of manual clearing, instead of manual harvesting, maybe you have some tractors and some trailers that can move to the field, put the bunches in the trailer, the tractor move them to the processing mill. It will make it easy. People will be attracted. Let the machines be there, not the extremely high scale, not the highly technical, something small that farmers can afford.
Ó yẹ kí farmers market wà. Farmers market.
According to the Central Bank of Nigeria, the country would have been earning approximately $20 billion annually from processing of palm oil, and steps are being taken to push Nigeria towards that oil boom future. Palm oil added $29.6 billion to Malaysia and Indonesia's revenue yearly, and with countries like India, China, the USA, and the Netherlands as world-leading importers, there is a huge demand for the products. From big brands like Unilever to everyday individuals, palm oil will remain an integral part of our lives and businesses. With sustainable practices, favorable policies, and needed infrastructure, the palm oil industry can thrive once again with a supply large enough for domestic consumption and exports, and contribute significantly to the nation's economy as we move from sole dependency on crude oil exports.
Malaysia came to Nigeria in the 60s and got the oil palm seedlings from NIFO there in Benin and took it to Malaysia. Malaysia makes roughly $18 billion a year on palm oil and all of its derivatives. Nigeria is importing crude palm oil from Malaysia and Indonesia. That is insane. That tells you that, there are certain things that, you look at and actually you must feel very ashamed about. I feel very ashamed about that.